Hello, this is Andrew Mount for GG with my Placepot picks for Tuesday's meetings at glorious Goodwood and Galway. Now this video is kindly brought to you in association with the Tote, who are generously offering a £10 free bet, money back as cash for GG customers. You can find out more about that offer by clicking the link below this video. Right, Goodwood, the 110 is our first race. It's a 1 mile fillies handicap. This race has only been going for 4 years, and in those 4 years, had you just included the 4 lowest drawn horses in your Placepot in each year, you'd have got through the Placepot safely on 3 occasions with 2 lines going. So look for those drawn low. Secret Return from stall 1, who clocked a fast time when scoring at Bath on her latest start, is the obvious one, along with Vividly, in the hope that she can bounce back to her course form last year when she won a maiden here. She's in stall 3. The second race is a 10 furlong handicap. This looks a lot trickier, but there's a couple of angles we can exploit. One is the age of previous winners. 4 and 5-year-olds have dominated, and they've been responsible for the last 10 winners. And Mark Johnson has got a great record in this race, as he has in most of the classier handicaps at glorious Goodwood. He's won this 3 times since 2012, and he's had a host of placed horses in addition to those winners. He had the first, the third and the fourth in 2014, just missing out on a trifecta. So combining the age and Mark Johnson's stats, we're left with Maydani and Sky Defender, and that pair will do for me, and will hopefully get us through to leg 3, which is the Group 2 Vintage Stakes for 2-year-olds. Now the market's dominated by Battleground, who won the Chesham at Royal Ascot, but I don't value that form, particularly as his main market rival that day underperformed. And I think it could be ripe for a minor upset, so I'm going with Devious Company and Painless Potter for Alan King. Now the latter hasn't won yet, but has shown really good form in 2 starts over 6 furlongs and will relish this step up to 7. The 245 is another 7 furlong Group 2, this time the Vintage Stakes for older horses. And one I have to include here is the current second favourite, Safe Voyage. Safe Voyage is a specialist 7 furlong performer, and is also best when running on turning tracks. He's had 8 runs in Britain in these circumstances. He's won 7, and he was a close second to Space Blues in the other. He won at Epsom last time out, and this race is going to be tailor-made for him. Nicely drawn in stall 1, whereas his Haydock Conqueror Space Blues is stuck out wide in 10. If you want to include another, how about Marie's Diamond for Mark Johnson? She's the pace angle from stall 3. And won't be inconvenienced by coming back to 7 furlongs from a mile after disappointing at Ascot, where her running style was not effective. Leg 5, and we've got a banker here in Stradivarius in this Group 1 2-miler. He's won the race for the last 3 years, and every time I try to take him on, he just does what he normally does, which is win relatively comfortably, and I'm thinking he will do the same here. Certainly unlikely that he's out of the first 2 from a Placepot perspective. Finally, it's the 5 furlong handicap. Good race this, and lots of early pace from the usual suspects like Acclaim the Nation, Ornate and Caspian Prince. Hopefully it'll be set up for a finisher. Now there's 2 I like. One of those is Celsius. He's had 8 goes in 5 furlong races since gelded, 5 wins, 2 seconds and an unplaced effort at Ascot. So from a Placepot point of view, he's one to have on your side. And the other one is Final Venture. Well, better drawn than Celsius, out towards the middle, surrounded by pace. It was a real eye-catcher at Ascot last time in an 18-runner handicap. The first 4 came from the first 4, the 4 highest draws, whereas Final Venture did best of those to race down the centre of the track in 5th overall. So those are the 2 for me. That's it for Goodwood. Moving on to Galway, and we've got an evening meeting here, starting with the 445, a 7 furlong fillies maiden. Miala's got form figures of 4.32, with that debut 4th to Frenetical, having received several boosts. She's a solid inclusion, although I slightly prefer Angel Palm, who's only had the 1 run. That was against Miala when favourite for Leopardstown Maiden, and although she was only 4th, finishing 1 place behind Jim Bolger's runner, she did start favourite and she wasn't knocked about once it was obvious her chance had gone, so maybe she can reverse the form here. The 5.15, our second leg, is another 7 furlong maiden. Now Balmari is well ahead on figures, but this one's had plenty of chances and could be worth taking on. Look to Teed Up and War Leader to oppose Balmari with. The next race is a 16-runner 7 furlong listed contest. and we might need a few on our side here. Now, Surrounding had stall 1 when winning this last year and is stuck out wide in stall 15 today. However, I still want to be with the 7-year-old mare because she's been running in group company mostly of late, and she will appreciate coming back to listed level. The last time she ran in this grade, she was a winner at Dundalk in November, and in fact her last 6 listed runs have produced 4 wins and 2 seconds, so she's definitely one to have on our side. The other 2 I like are Auxilia and Pace Angle Inhaler, who will be suited by dropping back from a mile. The next race is the extended mile handicap at 6:15. Not a lot of early pace likely here, so Frank Arthur, who could get an easy lead, is bidding to give Jer Lyons his 4th win in the last 6 years in this race, so he's an obvious inclusion. And Top Weight Meaningful Vote clocked a fast time when winning at Nace last time out, and he'll do as a backup. Moving on to the 6:45, this is the Premier Handicap, again over the extended mile. They can usually be relied upon to go too quick in this race, and the winner often comes late and even wide, so don't be put off if your horse is drawn high here. And 3 of the first 4 home last year were drawn in double figures, as were the first 4 home in 2018. Ken Condon's been in good form of late, 4 winners from his last 11 runners at the time of recording, and I like Call For Me here in the hope that he's going to be ridden patiently as he was when second in the big handicap at the Curragh at 66-1 a few runs ago. Next time out he went off too quick and didn't last home, and then last time out had excuses again, meeting trouble. So Call For Me for Ken Condon. Others to consider are Big Baby Bull and last year's winner Salt on Stall. Finally, it's the 7:15. Now, Out on Friday is my banker here. He's a 16 race maiden, but he's very consistent, finishing 2nd, 4th and 2nd, latterly by a head in similar races coming into this race, and I think he'll run another usual solid race from a Placepot perspective. That's it from me, and until Wednesday. Until then, best of luck if you're having a bet, and if you do so, make sure it's with the Tote. Cheers.